Hello everybody, hearty welcome to my channel. I am really passionate to teach computer languages in a simpler manner. I am creating a series of videos on fundamental concepts of PHP and MySQL. In this video, I am going to show you how to integrate HTML forms and MySQL databases through PHP script. Since there are many HTML form control elements are available, we are going to see a few of them and the step-by-step way of connecting text box, text area and radio buttons with the MySQL database. More importantly, we are going to execute the scripts and see how they really work. Generally, the form HTML form can be in a separate file and the form handler can be in a separate file. So having this form and form controller separately will give you a clean design. It will be easy to maintain. You can make changes to one and then without confusion you can make the changes accordingly in another. And navigation is strictly one way. Either it is from form to handler, and there will be a difficulty of going back to the form from the form handler, and variables may not be available to both form and form handler at the same time, and if you want to redisplay the form with the values you have just filled in, it will be difficult. So similarly, difficult to pull data from the database, edit it and submit it. So what should we do? We can go for combining the form and form handler into one self-submitting PHP script. That is, we write one script which will have the handler as well as the form. This we call it as a self-submission. So it's the process of combining one or more forms and form handlers in a single script. So you can use a form to submit the data more than one times also. You can have more forms and one form can be submitted any number of times. So you may need to submit the same form more than once. So when you have this self-submission, you have fewer click-throughs. That is, you need not submit the data again and again. And how do we do that? We'll have the action target or action attribute of the form. Here you just give the name of the script as the file where you have the form. Here the logic comes before the display. That means you will be writing the PHP script first and then you have the form controls, HTML script. And how do we know that data is submitted? So the data submission can be controlled through stage variable. So through using the stage variable, you can keep track of how many times the form has been submitted, the values. So you have a submit button. That is one form of stage variable is a submit button. You have a submit button and once the submit button is clicked, the values of all other controls will be available to PHP. We will be seeing the stage variable here. Suppose you want to check two states of the form, whether you have submitted or unsubmitted. In that case, you can have the submit button as a stage variable. Suppose you want to have more than one state. Suppose you want to clear the form controls, and if you want to display something, you want to insert something. So there are different states you want to have the form. In that case, you can have a variable which will take more than one value. Another way is to have submit buttons with different values, and the submit buttons will have different labels also. So based on the button you are clicking, the values will be sent to the PHP script and accordingly the form handler will handle the data. Or you can have a hidden variable which will take more than one value depending on the state. So what is the advantage of navigation in self-submitted form? You can resubmit multiple times by the user in whole or in part. And the user moves on by clicking a link. You can provide a link. The form moves user along automatically. Once a form user submits the data, automatically it moves to the next form and so on. So you pass variables onto the next page, header or plain view. That is possible when you have a self-submitted form. And if you want to control where the user can go next or want to give users multiple choices, you can use its navigation in self-submitted form by using a control or use another form or a simple link or a button or multiple links. So all these things can be provided to make the user to move from one form to another form or one page to another page. But whatever you are giving, you have to give plenty of text to explain what's going to happen at the next step or in every step. So we are going to see the steps of editing the data with a HTML form. So we are going to use PHP. The PHP is good at putting the variable into the databases and similarly taking data from the database and displaying it in the form to be edited and putting it back in the database. So here we are going to use a MySQL database and this is the HTML form we are going to use. And this is possible because of the HTML embeddedness. That means HTML can be embedded into PHP script. Similarly, PHP code can be embedded into HTML. And variable passing is very easy and you have got a slick database connectivity. So this is the script we are going to write. This is the form and you can see that these are all the text box and this is the radio button. You can have only one option out of that. Then you have got a text area. These are all the text boxes. You have got the submit button. So I am going to get data using this form and store it in student info table which will contain all these fields. Here you can see that I have a total mark which will be arrived by summing up the internal mark and external mark. We are going to use two different files. One is for HTML code, another is for the PHP code. So in this HTML code, I am giving the method as post and action is the name of the script which will have the form handler. And these places we are going to give the elements, control elements. We will see the control element syntax. To display the text box, register number text box, you give this register number, input type text, name register number. So this is the name of the variable which will hold the data you are entering in the text box. This text denotes this control is a text box. Here text area, that means this is a text area control element. I am specifying rows and columns. And this is to display the gender. You can see that type is equal to radio and name is equal to gender. This radio button has got the name gender and different values. So the user can click this female or male or other. These values will be passed through this variable name gender. And this is how we are going to give the submit button. This value will be displayed on the button. Suppose I want to have two groups of radio buttons like this. You want to select a gender and you want to select your age. We can have any groups like this, but you have to differentiate the groups by the name of the radio buttons. So all these things are grouped under the name gender and these are all grouped under the name age. So here everything must be of the same thing, but since HTML is case sensitive, you can give it like this. Now it is time to try the script. For easier understanding, I am going to give you the statements step by step. So this is going to be the HTML code. This is the form controls which you are going to give. The form has got two attributes, method and action. As I have already told you, this is going to be the name of the form handler. In between this form and slash form, I am going to give the controls. I am going to add the controls. Here you can see that I have given the register number and name text boxes. Then This is going to be the gender. So I'm grouping all this under the name gender. You have a text area, and again then I have the text boxes to get values for subject code, internal mark and external mark. And this is going to be my HTML code. This I am storing it in the name form student.php. Now we are going to see how this insert query will be. So the PHP code has to start by this and it ends by this. So these four statements are to define the server name, username, password and database name. I am going to take the user as root and the default password will be the null string. And that user, I am going to use the database as studentdb. First, I have to create a link connection between the database. So I can have new MySQLi server name, username, password and database name. If there is any error, the error will be returned using this connect error. If it happens, then the system should give an error message and exit from the script. And this is how we are going to close that. When you see this operator, you can know that this is a referencing to the object. So this is the object-oriented way of connecting to the database. Next, I am initializing all the variables. What are the variables I have? I am initializing that. And then I am just checking if the request method is post. You can see that in forms we are giving the method as post. So if the request method is post, then I am getting the data using this $_post of register number. Remember, all this register number, name, gender, address are all the name of the controls. Name of the control is register number, name of the name, and then gender, then you have got address, subcode, int mark and external mark. So using this post method, this is a array. This is a global array. Post is a global array which will return the values returned from the form. Once you click the submit button, the values will be returned. And I am storing all the values in PHP variable. And then here you can see that I am just summing up this internal mark and external mark. Now I have got the data from the HTML, and here I have seen how to receive the data and then how to manipulate the data. All I have to do is putting it into the MySQL. So we will be seeing how to do that. So here I am making the connection. I am initializing the variables and then I am taking the data from HTML form here using this post array, and then I am establishing a query. Insert query is equal to, within quotes, I am just writing the syntax of insert query. Insert into student info. What are the values I am going to send? This register number, name, gender, address and all these things. These are all the PHP variables I have. And after setting up the insert query, I have to execute that using this connection arrow query insert query. If it returns a value true, that means the record is created successfully. If it is false, then I am just displaying the error message and then I am closing it. This I have already said, I have written it using that object oriented way of connectivity. You can also have a procedure oriented way of connectivity. Only the syntax differs and the rest are all same. There we had new MySQLi connect. Here we have just MySQLi connect. And then here I am just checking whether that connection gives an error. This I am just checking it with MySQLi connect error number. Similarly, To execute the query, I just say my SQLi query $db $insert query in procedure oriented method, but here it is different. Here it is connection, object reference, and then query. Similarly, the closing also differs here, and rest of the logics are same. Once we have written this, we have to execute it using a browser. To execute that, we need to set up the WAMP server. We have to start the WAMP server, and then we have to go to the browser to execute that. This is the PHPMyAdmin page, and these are all the databases that are available. I have the StudentDB database where I have the table student info. I just click this. Now we can see the structure of the table with the register number, name, gender, address, and all these things. Now we'll execute the form. So here you can see that it is localhost. This is the folder, and this is the name of the form stu.php.